Hello guys and welcome to Odds on Bundesliga. We have midweek games with Bayern Munich on top of the table now, 4 points clear from Leipzig. So we are going to analyze every single game with Radek Vegas, but I also want to know your opinion. So let me know what you think in the comment section and you will have the chance to win a £10 free bet with Novibet. Write a comment to participate in the draw and do not forget to click on the like button, subscribe to our channel and click on the bell to get all the notifications. And now let's go on with the show. We have midweek games in the Bundesliga with Bayern Munich now 4 points clear on the top of the table, and let's go and analyze every single game now. Hello Radek, how are you?
Hello, all over snow in Germany, white everything. Maybe we will see not every game on the same day because of the weather, but I think they can keep the snow away with their heat and their shovels. Let's see what's happening.
Exactly. Let's see. Germany is well more prepared than my country, than Spain, and we had some postponed games 10 days ago. So let's take a look at what we have in this 17th match day. On Tuesday, 6:30, we have Gladbach, Werder Bremen. Gladbach, they drew against Stuttgart, but they were in a good run, 3 consecutive victories, getting closer and closer to European zone, and now they host Werder Bremen, so in my opinion they should win, although Werder Bremen won during the weekend against Augsburg. They are 6 points clear from the playoff positions. You expect here also a home victory?
Yeah, you have to, because Gladbach had really bad luck against Stuttgart, where they got the 2-2 in the 90 plus 6 minute and per penalty. So it should be a win against Stuttgart for them. And on the other hand, okay, Bremen won against Augsburg, but this was a really not a very good game. And in this game, for sure, Gladbach is the huge favorite. I expect them to win, but the odds are not really attractive. 1.6 for odds on Gladbach are a little bit too low. Remember, Bremen is not in a bad shape. They drew against Leverkusen 1-1, and they won against Augsburg. Maybe they are stepping up a bit, and I expect a close win for Gladbach, but I wouldn't bet on this because of the small odds.
Then no bet, you said it. Werder Bremen is on a good run in the last 5 games, only 1 defeat, and they don't concede many goals, but Gladbach is a good attacking team. The most interesting game, in my opinion, is the following one: Leverkusen, Borussia Dortmund. Leverkusen third now, going down and down. They lost again against Union Berlin. So in their last 4 Bundesliga games, 1 draw and 3 defeats. They can even lose their Champions League spot if they lose against Dortmund, also in Champions League positions, Dortmund. But I was shocked by the result, only a draw against Mainz, and they even scored the equalizer at the end, a goal scored by Meunier. So here the odds are favorable for Dortmund, but this year is not very easy to trust the yellow team.
Yeah, definitely. They have great problems against small teams. Mainz was last in the standings before this game, and Mainz has only 7 points until now, and Dortmund couldn't win against them. That is really bad. And of course, Royce missed a penalty, which would have led them to a win. But at the end, they always struggle against smaller teams. They lost against Augsburg, they lost against Cologne. And in games against good opponents like Bayern Munich or Leipzig, they are highly motivated and show what they're capable of. And that's what I expect here. They are facing a good opponent who is struggling at the moment, as you said. Leverkusen couldn't win one of or the last 4 games now, and that's why I think Dortmund will play a lot of better. what I don't like are the odds, because the odds on Dortmund are 2.2. That's too low. They're not that brilliant as we saw against Mainz. And what I like best here is a draw. Last week I predicted a lot of draws and we saw a lot of draws. And I think in this game the best thing is to bet on a draw. You get odds of 4.0 and play it with 1/4 of a unit. You can win and don't lose too much if one or the other team is winning this game.
Then let's go for a draw. You said that Leverkusen is doing pretty bad, and it's true. But imagine our next two teams, Hertha, Hoffenheim. They are in the bottom of the table, both of them. Hertha couldn't beat Cologne at home, and they were defeated by Bielefeld. So little by little, they are getting closer and closer to the playoff position, their relegation area. And the same for Hoffenheim. They couldn't beat also Bielefeld. So these two teams are probably really, really disappointing this season. Two of the teams that are most disappointing this season.
Better team here is Hertha, a bit better. I doubt it. Hoffenheim really struggled hard, lost against Schalke after they couldn't win 30 games. Hoffenheim couldn't win against Bielefeld, I think. And yeah, it's really hard to predict the winner here. And also the best thing to bet on a draw, you get odds of 3.85 here.
All right, another draw here. The next one, Wolfsburg is really favored when they are traveling to Mainz. They face one of the worst teams of the Bundesliga. You said it, how they got a point against Borussia Dortmund after 3 straight defeats, although they are still far away from salvation. And Wolfsburg, they are 6th in the standings, but only 2 defeats this season. And they were able to draw against Leipzig, one of the best teams of the Bundesliga. I don't know if you fancy these odds, 1.9, or are too low in your opinion?
No, they are brilliant. As you said, we have a really bad team like Mainz on the one hand and a really good team on the other hand. And if you have a good team like Wolfsburg, I expect odds of 1.5 or 1.6, but we get 1.9, which is awesome. And this is what the definition of a value bet is. In our German show, I had a really big argument with my partner Chris, because I was so convinced that the bet on Wolfsburg is a good thing, and he said, "Oh, be aware of Mainz. They drew against Borussia Dortmund." But I think, yeah, for sure, it's not a bad result for Mainz. They have a new coach. Maybe he's making them a bit better, and they have a good striker with Mateta. Also, good arguments to be aware of Mainz, but. You don't have to be, you don't have to be fear of Mainz, because the odds are clearly good enough to bet on Wolfsburg. And even if Wolfsburg is not winning this game, a bet on a Wolfsburg win is the best thing with this odd. Also, I can't say anything else.
And don't be shy and back Wolfsburg. On Wednesday, we have an important relegation battle game, Schalke Cologne. We said how Schalke won their last home game against Hertha, but they lost against Eintracht Frankfurt during the weekend. Again, we saw Matthew Hope scoring. Probably this is the best news of the season so far for Schalke, and this is a must-win game for them because they face Cologne, the team that is right now in the relegation playoff position, 5 points above Schalke. So they are direct rivals, and it's now or never for Schalke.
Yeah, kind of. It's forbidden to lose for them in this game, because then the distance would be too far to Cologne. I really don't know what to expect in this game. Schalke made 2 really not bad games against Frankfurt. They lost because of Jovic, who came from the bench and scored. And He's back till the end of the season from Real Madrid, where he was transferred for 60 million euro. Now he's back for loan, and so he destroyed Schalke. On the other hand, Schalke is getting better and better, and you can't say this to Cologne, because they are not getting really better, and that's why a bet on Schalke with Asian handicap 0 might be a good thing in my opinion. But odds of 1.85 on this are not that bad, but I won't ever bet on Schalke at this situation, because after this long run of losing games, I don't trust them either, and that's also a game where everything can happen, and I wouldn't be surprised if there is another draw, but I don't want to bet on this game. So I just recommend Asian handicap 0 on Schalke, maybe a draw, but I personally won't touch this game.
Then let's see the next one. These two teams should be chasing Arminia Bielefeld, one of the teams that were promoted the last season, also Stuttgart. So these are the two new teams in the Bundesliga. For sure, both are doing pretty good in my opinion. Stuttgart in the middle of the table, 10th. They drew against Gladbach. You said that they were a bit lucky before they were able to beat Augsburg 1-4. So they are not in bad run. But Bielefeld, they are being very competitive in the last weeks. They drew against Hoffenheim. They are out of the relegation area, and I was checking the results. Actually, in the last 6 games, all of them under 2.5 goals. So it's a team that can keep the game very close, and we are not seeing them either conceding or scoring many goals.
Yeah, some very interesting points here. Bielefeld only scored 10 goals in 16 games so far, and they managed to get 14 points with it. That is what I call minimalism, and that's not a bad thing. They have not the biggest money or budget. They do in their kind of space the best what they can do. On the other hand, we have Stuttgart, also a team with very young players doing a really brilliant job, especially abroad, and they're the best team in the away standings with 17 points in 8 games. They're better on away games than Bayern Munich, Dortmund, and everybody else. And now they are playing abroad in Bielefeld, so it leads to a clear win for the favorite here, which is Stuttgart with 1.85. But this is what I always say. We don't know Stuttgart. They are doing a great job, but I think in every game everything can happen, and that they drew against Gladbach was really, really lucky. And in away games, I don't know why they are so good in away games, but I think it's too hot to bet on this because the odds are a little bit too low, and Bielefeld is not so bad that this is a clear Stuttgart win. That's why I'm a bit aware of this game.
Then let's be out of that game. Let's not touch it. And you mentioned that Bielefeld, they have a low budget. For sure, it's not the case of Bayern Munich. Now they travel to Augsburg. Again, they are now 4 points clear on the top of the table after the suffer victory against Freiburg. Müller scored the winner, but we saw again Lewandowski scoring, 21 goals so far this season. Is the first player to do so in the first half of the season, so he's on the way to make history again in the Bundesliga. Let's see if Bayern are able to beat Augsburg. They should. Augsburg in the middle of the table. They lost against Werder Bremen. But Bayern, they are struggling in this beginning of the season. They were kicked out of the cup, surprisingly. So maybe be aware of Augsburg.
Yeah, but Augsburg at the moment is also a very, very, very bad team. They lost against Bremen and had a lot of bad games in the last time. One word to Lewandowski, well deserved. Best player in the world this year, and what he's doing is just amazing. A best striker ever played in Germany, better than Müller for sure. Müller was playing in a time long before Gerd Müller, when the defenders were pure amateurs and earned about €1,000 a month. And so a good striker like Müller was able to score 40 goals in one season. In this time, where every player earns millions and is athletic and is really hard to play against, in this time, Robert Lewandowski scores 20 goals in 16 games. This is really awesome, and Bayern Munich is so lucky that they have him, and he's getting better every game, and that is what I admire, and I really enjoy watch him playing, because he's not only scoring goals, he's working hard at the pitch, and he's getting balls from the middle field, going back to the center and everything else. I'm a huge fan of him, and I always want to say that. And in this game, be aware of Augsburg. I don't think so Bayern has to win this game clearly, because Augsburg was bad in the last games. And the only thing I'm really a bit shy of is that Bayern sometimes puts the points to their Bavarian neighborhood team Augsburg, because I think they want to support them with points. And so last season I think they drew against Augsburg 2 seasons ago as well. So this is always a danger, that Bayern Munich gives them some presents. And in a regular game, the best thing is to bet on -2 on Bayern Munich. You get odds of 2.0. I think if I have to just predict the game, I think 4-0 for Bayern Munich wouldn't be a surprise, with 2 Lewandowski goals.
All right, easy victory then for Bayern Munich. I completely agree with everything you said about Lewandowski. Also huge fan of the Polish striker. I was not a huge fan of Jovic when he was playing for Real Madrid, I can tell you that. And then he came in the pitch against with Eintracht, and in only 30 minutes he scored the same goals as in the previous 18 months in Real Madrid. This is something completely crazy, and helped his team Eintracht to beat Schalke. So Eintracht are really doing good now, 4 victories in a row, getting very close to the European positions, and now they face a team that was also in a very good form like Freiburg. So probably this is a complicated game, and if we check the odds, we see that the draw is the most likely outcome. Remember that Freiburg won 5 games in a row before facing Bayern Munich.
I think Jovic is very young. He made a huge mistake leaving a brilliant surrounding in Frankfurt because of the money and the challenge of Real Madrid. I think a lot of people watching now would do the same. If Real Madrid is calling you, do you want to play in our team coached by Zinedine Zidane? For sure I will. Give me the money, and I'm sitting on the bench or on the stadium places. But as you can see, he's still very young, 23 years old, and he has potential, a lot of potential, but he needs confidence. And I think in Real he was overwhelmed by the other players, and it's a huge one of the biggest clubs in the world, so maybe one step too early to go there. In Frankfurt, for sure, he's a big advantage for Frankfurt, and that's why I think the odds are not really correct here. And I think Frankfurt is a bit better, and The odds of 2.7 on Frankfurt I like very much. I won't bet on a pure win on Frankfurt. I would go with the Asian handicap 0 on Frankfurt, 1.96. And let's see if Jovic can continue to score in the next game.
For sure, he didn't have many chances at Real Madrid, but he didn't look really motivated. So maybe also it's good for him to go back to Frankfurt, get some more games, and probably coming back to Real Madrid in the next summer. Let's see if he can succeed at Real Madrid. And the last game of this match day is Leipzig Union Berlin. Really good game. It's the second against the fifth. Leipzig, they drew against Wolfsburg with Orban scoring the equalizer. They lost before against Borussia Dortmund, so the Bayern Munich is getting away in the table. And be careful, Union Berlin. They beat Leverkusen with that late goal. And in the last 4 games, 3 victories, 1 draw. Actually, Radek, for Union Berlin is for the first time in their history, they score in 17 Bundesliga games in a row. That's amazing, actually.
Yeah, Union Berlin for sure is awesome. What they are doing, that they beat Leverkusen, was another point for them, that they really are competing for the international spots. I don't say Champions League, but for sure for the Europe League. And in this game, they are highly underrated. They get huge odds of 8.0. And what I did in our German show is betting on Union Berlin win with 1.2 units. And you don't risk a lot money if there is a draw or a Leipzig win, what is not unusual here. But the chances for Union Berlin to win this game are not bad, I think, because of Leipzig is not really doing a good job within the last 4 or 5 games. I think they are really struggling because of a lot of games during the summer in Champions League and Champions League this season, cup games, Bundesliga, national team games. So they have a lot of injuries, and on the other hand, Union Berlin is proving that they are really a strong team. They have a good coach, they have a good tactic, good strategy. They are fighting, they are fast, they are attacking, and what else can you say? And I wouldn't be surprised if they can win against Leipzig. The odds on Leipzig are ridiculous low. And it's a punch in the face for Union Berlin, because they get that huge odds. But every fan of Union Berlin and maybe every hater of RB Leipzig can bet on Union Berlin here, and would be happy if Union Berlin wins again.
Huge odds then for Union and Berlin. Let's put some money on that. We have checked all the games now, Radek. So thank you very much. We have more Bundesliga coming. So the football is not stopping in Germany.
No, never. See you next time. Thanks for watching.
Huge odds for Union Berlin beating RB Leipzig. Let's see what is happening. But I also want to know your opinion. So leave a comment below in the comment section, and you will have the chance to win a £10 free bet with Novibet. Write a comment to participate in the draw, and do not forget to click on the like button, subscribe to our channel, and click on the bell to get all the notifications. You can also listen to all our videos in our podcast, and this week we will be back with more odds on Bundesliga.